Okay, so in this tutorial, what I'm going to show you, in my studio that I have, I've got a small drum room. It's about 10 by 12 and doesn't even have 8-foot ceilings. It's about 7.5. And I often get people asking me how I get big drum sounds in such a small room. And I've had to make that work, as most of us aren't working in the most ideal situation to have these big, large drum rooms. And so one of the tricks that I adapted early on was creating an artificial stereo room mic. And basically the way I do this is I'll take a large diaphragm condenser. For me, I use a C414, and I'll put it in the corner of the room, and I will put it in omni mode, which actually makes it sound like it's a little bit further back from the drums. And I go ahead and record that along with the drums. And it basically ends up sounding like this. So you can hear how that's not really that big of a sound. And so what I've done over time is just figured out ways to make it sound better. And what I do on my signal chain is I'll use Renaissance EQ, and I'll soften a little bit of the top end, pull out some of the mid-range where the snare is, and I'll pull out some of the muddiness of the room, actually quite a bit of the muddiness because it is a small room. And so the EQ sounds like this. Bypassed, unbypassed. And then the next step is the trick that I use, which I love to use TrueVerb. And the reason why I like to use this is I just love a lot of the controls that they have. And basically, I like to use the drum room preset. And then what I'll do, I'm going to go ahead and play this, and you'll see that as I move the distance, it sounds as if the microphone's further back in the room. Great. So I pull that back, and then I turn the direct off. So again, you can hear that difference there. Great. And then the next step I'll do, a lot of people, once they have the room mics, and hopefully that's what I've sort of artificially recreated at this point, people like to compress them pretty heavily to get that big room sound. And so I'm using an 1176, the all buttons in. I've got a fast attack and release on it. Without it. So you hear how that adds a lot more character to it. So let's hear how that works in this mix. So I'm going to go ahead and mute the stereo rooms first. So you can hear how then you can mix in the stereo room mic as much as you'd like. And anyway, that's worked really well for me. Hope that helps you.